Hello everyone and welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 1, Part 2 of our series. We left off last time after we met Rena and we were just about to meet Mion when I had to finish the video. So let's get right into it and meet Mion. Did I not save? Oh, it's down here. Jeez. Michan, good morning. Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Ah, finally, you two are late. Usually you're the one who's late. In sharp contrast to the diligent Rena, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Sonozaki. For what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class. Morning, Rena. It's been a while, Kei-chan. How many years? I was only off 2 days. Ahaha. You don't say. You were so much cuter back then. Mion's gaze started at my chest then dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. Ooh! So she was saying it was my crotch that was cuter back then. Before you ask, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. I've grown quite splendidly. You'd be surprised. Jeez. Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache now. Weird. Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you next time, so be sure to greet him properly. Don't say next time. Right now is just fine. Ugh! How about letting the little guy get a breath of fresh morning air? I did not expect this. I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you could smell it fouling up the morning air before. I know! Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. Hope you don't regret it. As my hand reached for my fly, Rena began to ramble in a near panic. Hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Red-faced and flustered, Rena tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. How was it? Seeing the city again? Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk and changing the topic to something more befitting the pleasant morning. I only went for a funeral. I didn't have much time. So, yeah, did you look for it? That thing I asked for? You're not listening. At all. I just came back from a funeral. I didn't have any time to look around in toy stores. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know? It's really difficult to get Western stuff around here after all. Is this about games again, Michan? Mion nodded proudly as Rena giggled. Yep, I wanted Kei-chan to bring me back a Westport catalog, you see. Westport was short for Western Imported Games. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. You can just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Well, I guess I have to now. I'm going to get another game full of hot action. What kind of hot action? This time I'd like a game that's easy to understand. Mion is a board and card game enthusiast, and I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Rena, Mion's room has kind of become a museum for domestic and foreign games. I like to collect rocks. And I also kind of want to collect teacups. Those are cute. If there's a game you think I'd understand, let me play too. Hey, of course! If Kei-chan is up for it, I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. Just what I want. I play all sorts of games. I don't intend to lose. Whoa. Then we'll let you in the group this time, I guess. Bristling with joy from head to toe, Rena looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her an affirmative wink, and her expression perked up even further. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. Rena laughed happily. Yes, laughed my sweet angel. I love you so much. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in so they won't feel like they have to try and make me feel welcome. I felt like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, it should probably be about right for this place. Just be yourself. Hi-ho, hi-ho, off to school we go. Hinamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, but there was only one class. That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There are about 30 students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. Wow, talk about a split grade. I'm told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building, and they had actual separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it's stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. Is there a line in the middle of the floor? Is it like traffic lines for in the hallway? I wish we had that at our high school when I went, or even in university, because everybody would just crowd the halls and they'd just stand there and block it. It would be so annoying. But like traffic lines, you stay on your side. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that that was a bad thing. Neon, who had been walking in front of us up until then, suddenly let me take the lead. Right in front of the classroom door. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Heh. Too bad, I wasn't going to fall for that again. To think you'd give up the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skills. Neon chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face. Oh, the music. I'm enjoying this. What is it, you guys? Step back, Rena. It's dangerous. She's here. It's dangerous. To go alone, take this. Huh? Then, Satoko-chan is... Her name was Satoko Hojo. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious trap, a blackboard eraser wedged in the door. It's too obvious. Satoko! A haughty laugh came from beyond the door. Excellent, Kei-chan. I guess that means you win this round? No, this is Satoko we're talking about. I doubt this is it. After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Yes, you go. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one, traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. That sounds amazing, and Satoko sounds like a genius. And from what I've seen in the anime, she is, but I feel like we're gonna get more into it here. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. Wow. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape, no time to relax. By the looks of it, this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. Yikes. So then why don't you just open the door and let it drop? That's what it is. That's what Satoko was after. Making me focus my attention upwards, so as I lifted my hand to the door, there were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape, a frightening trap. A potent and terrifying trap, concealed by using the blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Satoko. But in the end, nothing more than the trivial machinations of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped into the room. You failed! I felt something strange at my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. Whoops. By the time I realized, she had me. Hook, line, and sinker. It was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner. Kei-chan, watch out! Instinctively reacting to Mion's shrill warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor. Ow, ow, ow! An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered, imagining the situation had I landed square on it. Oh, she's so cute! My, what do we have here? A fair morning to you, Keiichi-san. Aren't we a lively one this morning? Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice. That was a step up from your usual trap, Satoko. Oh, that face! I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. You're quite unlucky this morning. You little... Oh. It seemed I'd inadvertently sprained my back a little when I'd landed. Better than landing on that inkstone. A small hand gently rubbed my head. Pain, go away. The small dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head. You didn't sprain your back or anything, did you? If you rub it like this, the pain disappears. I thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much about what you actually do, it's the thought that counts. Yeah, thanks, Rika-chan. The pain's going away now. Yay, Rika-chan! Good morning. Good morning to you, Rena. A good morning to all. Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. Yay! It was infectious. Rena, Mion, and I all bowed back. You're such a good kid, Rika-chan. So much better than Satoko. I glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact. I'm the very model of a good girl. Oh, she's got her hands in like such a cute... I love them. I love these characters. A good girl wouldn't set those nasty traps. Nothing but lies and slander. Exactly what proof? I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. She's much harder to deal with. I am S-O-R-R-Y. Try saying that. If you won't say it, I cocked my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Satoko's forehead. I'm against violence. You don't even have any proof. Just so you know, my forehead flick really hurts. Split plywood right in half. Eek! Stop! Get away from me, you beast! Don't say that in that way. People will misunderstand. A small hand tugged on the back of my shirt. She's been lonely since you were gone for 2 days. Rika-chan really is just so... How could I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Satoko, who was at this point on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick. It doesn't bother me. You mustn't cry, Satoko. Keep on fighting, yeah! Rika gently patted the head of her prankster friend. You would never guess those two are the same age. I think Satoko could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan. Next time, set an even more amazing trap. Wait a minute. As she observed the scene, Rena's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon. Oh, Satoko-chan is crying. So cute. You can't take them home. Huh? But they're so cute. You can't, no matter how cute they are. But just for a bit, it's fine. It's fine. Rena kept a cutesy face even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Rena is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person? Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. Then I can just look. Just looking. That should be fine, right? Right? Rena swooned over Satoko's crying form. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn Rena in to the authorities. Forgive me, Rena. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away. The teacher's coming! Quickly, clean everything up! Satoko, that inkstone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. Yeah, you take charge, girl. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtacks stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. They're just tacks. You're not gonna skewer yourself. Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up. Ahaha! We made it in time! Rise! Attention! Mion gave out the morning commands. It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different to each one. But naturally, she ends up spending all of her time with the younger kids. Who wouldn't want to spend their time with the younger kids? They're so cute! Rena and Mion, being in the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. Bragging! As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for their teacher and helping Rena and Mion with their studies. You're a pretty good teacher, Keiichi-kun. Easy to understand. Rena took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. Ah, I get you. They say that to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. So while you're teaching us, you're getting in your own practice. In contrast, this person over here is quite laissez-faire about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me? Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there'll be trouble later on. With these marks... It's not like I'm aiming to go on to a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams a little at a time. Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relaxed than somebody who already knew what was going to be on the entrance exams. Mii-chan, Keiichi-kun is doing his best to teach us. We need to try hard too. You're such a good and honest kid, Rena. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school. Well, what? Thanks so much. Especially you, Rena. Private lessons, just the two of us. Private lessons? A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Rena's head. Wow. Exactly what kind of private lesson is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual question. So in the city, do you have to study this much? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university. So you study just to get into a university? Well, yeah, basically. Well, knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future. Out here, you can get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Jealous. Really? study equals entrance exam. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock. That is right. There aren't really enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an exam. If anyone can get into university, then there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? I mean, I guess. Well, that's true, but you should at least know the stuff that's common knowledge. This old geezer thinks that instead of wasting time studying pointlessly. You should be spending your precious teen years doing more meaningful things. It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off. But since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of a meaning. Aw, don't be mean to her. She's smart. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom. "Okay, chum, we're done! It's our wonderful lunchtime!" In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signals the end of the morning period. "Keiichi-kun, let's have lunch!" I might have been making a very troubled face. Rena smiled brightly at me. "All right, let's eat!" So I think we're gonna leave it off right there for today. Our first morning period of school, we got to meet Mion and Satoko and Rika, and it was pretty great. I'm gonna have to see you next time. Maybe even next time remember a glass of water, because even though I said last time I would do it, I didn't bring one. Whoops. So, I'll see you all in the next video. If you want to keep seeing it, make sure to like and comment below, and subscribe if you want to see more videos just from this channel in general. I hope you all have a great day, get outside, have some fun, and I'll see you in the next video.